on. Wait, are you just gonna not even introduce anybody? You're not even gonna say hello.
Welcome to
You
the pod.
just wanted to just go straight into it.
Because Linda was talking about meeting Damson Idros.
Okay. Linda, please.
Hi,
Hi,
guys.
Sorry.
Hey.
Hey.
You know what it is already. Free tears.
Free
pod.
tears, baby.
Yes.
Okay, now tell us the story. What are you doing?
I was Millie rocking. Looks like I'm playing with Papa
Exactly.
and drawing soup.
Please.
Sorry, yeah. So it was Wembley Arena when I was singing with Berner, and Damson was in his room, in his changing room. Berner's room, yeah. And God damn. I was just looking at this sexy chocolate person, but I didn't want to come across as a fan, so I never saw anything. But we locked eyes.
Oh damn!
I looked into his deep chocolatey eyes.
God damn!
But nah,
The eyes weren't chocolate.
Do you know what?
everything about him was chocolatey. But
Jesus Christ.
don't ask question.
Don't ask question.
Don't ask question.
Everything
Everything about him is chocolate.
That's why.
But he's on the slim side.
I need you guys to know that
I
you're
can
thirsty.
appreciate.
You're thirsty.
I can
both of you.
appreciate he's beautiful, but he's on the slimmer side for me.
He's perfect
He is perfect
for me.
for you. For
You
her.
already know.
Yeah, I know it's true. You're not into the bulky. Yeah.
You already know. Wait, why are you watching? Wait.
I think they would suit. They're pretty. They're a pretty couple. It would make a pretty couple.
Oh no, I'm just.
Anybody that is watching that knows
previous.
Damson and has Damson's number. If Damson's agent is watching this, let him holler. Okay.
No, I'm screaming.
If you're watching this, can you post the pod? If he's watching this,
that would be great.
I'm a very serious girl.
It's true. She's actually an angel. She's a Christian. She goes to church. She does all of that.
it's perfect for you, mate.
Good
Absolutely
job.
perfect.
Everything.
And while you're here, post us, all right?
Thank you.
Free tears pod.
Free tears.
You can find us on Instagram, my
No,
nigga.
do you know what it is? Because when everyone was all like, oh, Damson, that's because obviously it's from Snowfall,
Yeah.
innit? So I was just like, first of all, like I saw a bit of it, and then when everyone started getting, I don't like watching stuff that everybody overly hypes.
Same.
And stuff. So I was like, I'm not watching this, you know. Like, it is as good as everybody says for sure. No,
Yeah.
it is. So I'm not taking away from that. But I was like, I'm not watching this that everyone's so hyping. And then obviously that's where it came from. Damson this, Damson that, and I was like, no, this guy is actually good looking.
No, he's cute.
And everything. And so I was just like, wow. But then I was like, no, I bet he's not my age mate. He can't be my age
he's
mate.
your
Like
age mate.
because he looks young.
He does it. He
looks-
got baby face.
Then I remember speaking to like my friend from America, shout out Felicia. So she was just like, Fifi from the Bronx. She came and she was like, Mel, I'm just like on his Insta. Because she DM'd me. She's like, I thought you said he's not our age mates. Look at this. I said,
He's 28, isn't it? He's a big man.
29.
Yeah, he's a big man.
He's going to be 30 this year.
Really?
Not you. You've all been on his Wikipedia page, isn't it?
Honey.
Yeah, why
She
not?
knows date,
No,
time,
no, look,
where.
Yeah.
She knows the doctor.
No, wait.
She
Look,
knows
I
what
hate-
beds,
I
what
hate-
room.
I hate you.
No,
I hate you.
excuse me. Let me just clarify. Let me disclaim.
No, what hospital was he
It
born in?
was brought.
What hospital?
It was brought to
What
my
hospital was he
attention.
born in?
It was brought into my DM.
What's the name of the?
Look
What
at
was
the
the name
way
of the
she's
doctor?
absolving herself.
Who was his midwife?
I hate Who was this midwife?
I know. This is why, because obviously Linda was asking us earlier, like, who's our celebrity? Cause I don't do that. I actually don't do that because I'm like I can appreciate a very good-looking man and a handsome man, but
Same.
it's like when, like, for example, there was a point when I was like so infatuated with Dave. Yeah, Dave Santan Dave.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Don't do that because Dave is cute. Okay, don't do that. Dave is actually, there's something about Dave.
What happened?
There's
I
something
hate
about
you. I'm so glad I'm not next to him.
There's something about Dave. No, but obviously I was just like, and obviously like he's very lyrical with his words and all that.
Not you falling for a poet, nigga.
Do you know what I mean?
Anyways, moving
motherfucker
on.
creative.
But I was never like, oh my gosh, let me
But do
message.
you feel that for Damson?
Oh my god, huh?
Do you feel that for Damson?
I swear I was this close to DMing him when I found out he was 29. I was like,
So you think that he's gonna answer the DM? Do you realize?
how many girls are in his DMs?
Right.
Exactly.
It's not even that.
try though.
It's not even
Try,
that.
I wouldn't.
You do realize
Do you
the
know,
guy's
do you
probably
know-
not gonna
do you
see
know-
it.
Do you know the thing is, my pride is up there.
That's your business.
That's
Anyway,
really
continue to deny and be a blessing. Daniel Kiluya, if you can see this, I'm ready to become Linda Kiluya. Okay? Daniel is actually mine.
Oh Oh, really?
Daniel's mine. Like, I don't even
So
care.
you've spoken to him already.
I've already DM'd him. I'm just waiting.
She's in the waiting
I'm
list.
just in the waiting list.
She's in the
He'll
waiting.
get to mine eventually.
She's in the waiting.
Eventually, he'll get to mine. Do you know how I love you,
And do you know
men?
what? And it was the other day.
Bye.
Damson, yeah. The only reason why do you know why? Because I'm not trying to like disturb my husband who might like he's gonna say, I'm just not trying to put him in an uncomfortable situation, okay? But I'm just saying, innit? I saw a video of Damson, yeah, and I was just like,
What is this rubbish?
he put it on Sunday, yeah, and it's
Daytime, everything.
You know,
You've got post notifications on it.
Mavada's song Messiah.
Yeah.
He was singing on dancing and
Oh, look at you describing the whole video.
He can
What
sing. You know.
words?
When I learned he could sing, I said, yeah, I need to unfollow you. It's you guys that can sing your way to people's pants, and I'm not involved. I am not involved.
Do you know that day I said, now I understand why you are the leader of DSS?
Nah, Daniel is. Daniel
is
is, and you
it?
need to relax. Daniel Cleo.
Not my man.
My man is the leader of DSS.
Nah.
Like, look at his chocolatey skin. Are you mad?
Oh, here we go
Are you
again.
mad?
My man claimed it.
I don't give a
I don't
damn.
actually know why I'm on this episode, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know what I'm doing here.
No, I'm
Daniel
joking.
Cleo.
Me,
Daniel
I'm
Cleo.
just here.
So, like, look,
Vibes.
Daniel, if you're watching this, I can make matoke, okay? I can cook. Look,
Why are you letting you get the recipes?
bruv, don't ask me
You're actually
questions,
shameless.
bruv.
You know
I
that?
just
You actually have not an ounce of shame.
I would just like to pull it
No.
out for Damson.
No.
I would do a Nigerian. For you, Damson, I would definitely do a Nigerian.
Look at you.
Give me one Nigerian meal. If you say jollof rice, I'll slap you.
Jollof rice. And
I see. I'm screaming.
and Shaki.
A shake. Shake. Why does this? Hey, bruv.
So
Why does it
gentrify
sound
shit.
German, bruv?
So gentrify shit.
What
Bye.
what the fuck is shake?
What is it?
I
Why
don't,
you singing it?
I don't mention these niggas
And
drunk.
then there's Iron Mache.
Huh?
Iron mache.
No, do you know what it is?
Iron mache.
Because she's
Iron
French, isn't it? The Congolese in her. She's saying it like he's French. What's wrong with you?
Why are you pronouncing the iron? Why is it iron mache?
Do you know what you guys call Iron Mache? Yeah, we call it Madesu in it. Point blank period. Madesu. That's all it is. Iron Mache. Why?
I'm happy for you.
If you break it down, it means something.
Oh, what does it mean?
Aye, mache. I can't remember. Someone told me, but it means something.
I don't know what.
So excuse me, I think I've done well, okay? And I have a lot of Nigerian friends.
Bye.
So I'm all about the culture.
Anyway, Sha, Daniel, I'm here. Please take me from the streets because I'm tired. Take me from the streets, please, please, please.
No, I'm actually
ready to. I'll be a housewife for you. I'm saying I don't want to get married or have kids, but for you, Daniel, I'm on it. I got you, B.
But yeah, but
I got you.
but the moral story is I'm not really that person that crushes on celebs like that.
I'm
about
not
you,
really.
Daniel?
I don't really crush on celebs.
Really?
I think I can only remember 2 proper celeb crushes. When I was younger, it was Halle Berry because she's.
She's
Yeah,
buff.
I
though.
think that's been on
every
everybody's
guy,
list.
every
Yeah.
guy.
It's Halle Berry and what's the woman's name that was in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Oh, Nina.
Long.
Nia Long, sorry.
Nia Long.
Nia Long.
Timeless.
Yeah. Timeless.
Timeless.
And she still looks great at her
She
age
looks
as well.
now.
She looks
Even now.
amazing.
She looks amazing.
Gorgeous.
So it was Halle Berry when I was like growing up. That's the one that I can remember. And then later on was just SZA. I just think I like the aesthetic. I just like the big hair
Okay.
and the fake. What is this thing that goes on there? What's
Freckles.
this? The freckles.
Freckles.
It's not real. No, it's not real.
What?
It's not real.
It's not real. She told us it's not real.
Well,
you
she
like
put
it?
freckles on it.
No, but I like the look is nice, but I know it's not real. It's not real.
She looks like, is it Gretchen?
Gretchen
Ah,
from Recess.
No.
Gretchen from Recess. Is that what you're saying?
Are you sure we're talking about Gretchen?
No, it's not Gretchen.
Are you talking about Recess though?
Gretchen is from Recess though. Gretchen is
Gretchen
the,
is from
Gretchen was the
Gretchen
bully.
is from Recess.
Yeah.
She was the
it's-
bully.
It's
She
not
was
Gretchen.
the
It's not
bully.
Gretchen.
But there was one
I
in
have someone in my
Recess.
face.
There was one in Recess
my
that
head.
had the glasses.
Yeah.
And then the helicopter girl, she had freckles.
That's what I'm talking about. Sha. I knew it's the rat
But
cartoon.
I forgot her name.
It's the rat cartoon.
Recess. I love Recess.
I love Recess. I might watch some today.
Yeah, so I don't really have. some
Where would
crushes.
you watch it? Disney Plus?
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said probably. I don't know.
Probably. Oh.
If I don't get it, I'll just go and watch Rick and Morty show. But
I need to the new season's coming out.
really,
Yes. June or July.
Of what?
Rick
Rick and Morty. I love that show.
Is it good?
I love
I
it.
adore that show.
Literally, I was watching it the other day, and I was watching it with a friend, and I was like, I must seem so simple-minded because I get so excited by it.
I'm so
But
happy.
it
Honestly.
literally makes me so happy.
Really?
Because imagine a
I've never
stressful
watched
day.
it.
You need to try it. Like seriously, it's so funny.
That's what I'm like with Family Guy. I can watch Family Guy for
I like Family Guy.
hours.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you need to give me a date when the Invincible Man's come back.
So they've confirmed. Have you seen the first season?
Yeah.
Do you know that was one of the best pieces of TV I've seen in a long time?
It was so good.
It was amazing. Did you see Invincible?
No.
You haven't watched Invincible. What are you doing? What are you playing at?
What?
What's the problem?
Mais pourquoi?
Stop messaging Daniel Kalula and go watch the
And
fucking
watch
program.
watch your damn TV.
What the hell? Listen, Invincible
Some of
was.
us are walking.
We're all working too.
Excuse me.
But you have time for Ricky Morty.
Exactly.
Rick and Morty's are like 11 o'clock at night. And then leave me alone.
No, Invincible is incredible.
It's so
Really?
good.
And
Where
they
is it, on
confirmed
Netflix?
season 2 and 3. No, Amazon Prime.
no, Amazon.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Amazon's
try
got
it.
some good show.
Yeah.
I'm currently watching a show right now. Yeah. Like it's about love, but it's like these different love stories
Yeah.
and stuff. I actually started it yesterday, and
Okay.
it's so good. Like how there's one where they basically met. I think this happens to at least one person in their lifetime. Like, they met like randomly and stuff, and then the man and they agreed to meet again. They were in Paris, and they agreed to meet again, like at this place. And I think the girl waited for him at that place that they arranged. He never turned up.
Oh.
Then but obviously the only thing she had for memory was like a picture they had together, and then she just had to move on. But she thought that was the love of her life, and so but she just never understood why he never turned up, and obviously she never knew why he never turned up. Then 40 years down the line, she's now married with 3 kids, and she's now a writer. Like she published a book. She then goes to to read her book. Obviously, you know when you publish a book, you get to read it
Yeah,
like in
book
a
signings and
yeah, and stuff like. So she went to read it, and then the guy came, and then the guy that was meant to turn up in Paris 17 years ago ended up turning up at the book signing, and then she was like, you were meant to, like, I was like, wow, you turned up, but you've turned up 17 years later, like what happened? And then he was like, because the address that she had put down for where they met, it was in a book, and he lost the book, so meaning he also lost the address, so he couldn't meet her. For that reason was why they couldn't meet, and they never ended up meeting, because he ended up losing the book that the address was in. And so and then after that he tried to search for her, never found her, like, on anything. And the only reason why he knew she wasn't there at that moment for that book signing, because obviously he saw like an advertising of it and everything, and then he turned up, and then he also ended up marrying with 2 kids, but he was like, I never stopped thinking about you. And that night, the whole like and she was like, I never stopped either. But so it was like, you've married this person, and you know, it reminded me of Olani's do you know the thread that she does? But there was one that she did with
what did you call her?
Olani.
What's her name?
Olani is Oloni.
Olani, sorry.
Olani. Why did you make it sound?
Why is everything sounding French?
Olani. Olani.
Where's the A? Ola.
Olani.
Oloni. Is that Oloni?
Oloni.
Sorry.
Jesus.
Forgive me for butchering your name. I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
But so basically, that she did a thread where she was asking, like, did you marry the love of your life, or did you?
I remember
Yeah.
Jesus.
And the amount of men
that said no. And then they settled.
it broke.
And then
my
Tony
heart.
did a second bit of it as well, or she
Yeah.
did her own bit,
Yeah.
and she asked men like what the reasoning was. They were like, oh yeah, like they met the love of their life. They were
But
ready
they
to
weren't
marry,
ready.
but they weren't ready.
Oh.
And then by the time that the guys were ready, they'd already got married to somebody else.
Yes.
Jesus.
I was just like, oh my, and it reminded me that I was like, oh my gosh, like how life happens and things like.
Do you think, so on that subject, do you think that you can have more than one love of your life, more than one soulmate? Do you think that it exists?
I think there's always going to be the one.
I think there's always going to be an experience that stands out more than everybody else.
Yeah.
I don't think there's always going to be the one, but there's always going to be one person that you probably were so complete with. And if anything, use that as the reference point in regards
What
to
you wanna do,
everything
yeah,
else.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? I don't think that there's only one person in this whole wide world.
Absolutely
No,
not.
I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
But I think like I get how you're saying it.
Yeah.
That's how I call it. Like that one person that
Just
Is
made an
made
impact
for-
on
yeah,
you.
that made
I
an
feel
impact
like-
that you will never forget.
Yeah.
And if you never ended up with them, that it's just a thing you will never forget.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. I feel like there is one for you, but there isn't just one for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like when you meet, like, I feel like, so it's because the reason why I say that is because, you know, you meet like friends who are like your soulmates. Like, I generally feel like my closest friends are like my soulmates to me. And that, I think in that respect, that's how I know when someone says you could only have one soulmate, that doesn't even make sense because you can have more than one soulmate as your friend. So in regards to like intimate relationships, yeah, I feel like there is one for you that's been made for you, that's primed for you, that makes sense. But I don't necessarily think that that's the only one. But in a way, what people then ask is, that's why sometimes when things don't work out, it's easy for me to understand why it didn't work out, even though I might have thought that it didn't work out because maybe there was a time for that. But now I'm moving on with where it works. You see what I mean?
Yeah. So in that, going back to that series I was watching yesterday. Yeah. So basically they spend the whole night together in it. It's like making up for that lost time that we're meant to have. And then obviously like they came to obviously an understanding that they've got families in it, so they will never be together. And they think they gave each other a kiss goodbye, whatever. And they think, please, let's just put this in mind. They're both still married. Giving kiss goodbyes, yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, he was something else.
Porsche is black, I beg.
It's not just own boys.
It's not just on your boss, bruv.
But I was just like, damn. And then so what happened? They obviously went respectively back to their
Partners,
see their
yeah.
life. Yeah. When he went home, because he had told the woman in it that when they were doing their whole all-nighter, that like his marriage was on the brink of breaking, like that they were together, living together, but they were just living together. Yeah, they were just living together. So it wasn't really a marriage anymore.
Okay.
And then she was like, oh yeah, I'm still married to mine, So when they went home, he is like, you know, when you have an epiphany, that kind of experience gave them an epiphany, and he went home realizing that he wanted to work on his marriage. And then she went home and ended her marriage. Yes.
And this show kind of sounds.
I'm
I just want to watch this.
I'm gonna give you guys the name. Yeah, it's the stories. Though even the one before was actually like, oh my gosh, this is a sick story. Yeah, and it's based on like actual real stories that was written.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
like it's good. It's so good. Based on a book, I think that was a love story.
What, Mills and
Boons?
Boons?
Huh?
Mills and Boons. Did you guys ever read Mills and Boons?
No.
What type of childhood did you have?
I
a
had
traumatic
great
one.
I had a great childhood. So just have to say, my childhood was good.
To be honest, to be exposed to Mills and Boons as a child,
What's that about?
it was like romantic. It was like 50 Shades of Grey, but before 50
At
Shades
your
of
age.
Grey.
At your age. At your age.
I don't know, yeah.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm sure there's people.
What
No,
age?
sorry. What age
What age was this that you were watching this?
I remember, you know,
Softcore porn.
Look at
you remember in
She's
school when they
smiling.
used to
You're
ask us to bring
smiling.
stories in. I brought in a Mills and Boons. They called him my
Porn.
mum first.
That's porn. You
This
brought
is,
porn.
this is before
Pornoia.
schools had safeguarding.
What did your mom say?
What did my mom? My mom can say. What can she say? Remember, she's African, so these things. So she was like, well, they don't find out about it sooner or later. But I was cracking up. I was just like, but yeah, I've been exposed to those type of books for time.
What? How old was you?
I was like year 2, year 3.
Uh-uh.
was early.
I'm
like
sorry.
year 4.
I was trying to do colorings with my books. I'm sorry.
My mum used to get free meals.
I was
free
doing
meals and
Jacqueline
beans.
Wilson, actually. Thank you very much.
Jacqueline Wilson. Yeah, I didn't have that in the house.
In year 3. Thank you. I was
Nah.
definitely doing Jacqueline Wilson.
I had Mr. Men and Meals and Boots.
Mr.
I didn't have
Man.
any of that.
You didn't have
mean,
Mr. Men?
That isn't it
The
the.
little round people.
Oh.
I had to do that.
The egg-shaped people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I had Jacqueline Wilson.
No, I didn't. My mum didn't buy that one. What did she buy? She bought. Do you guys remember Salty?
Oh yeah.
Salty the
Yeah,
Bible.
Slap.
Salty.
We had
Salty
Veggie
the
Tales.
Bible.
We had Salty and Veggie Tales.
The blue Bible.
The Blue Bible.
Oh, the blue bar.
Hey, Salty slapped. What do you mean?
That was my book.
Salty slapped. Salty and Veggie Tales
Salty
was the
Meals
ones,
and
bro.
Boons and Mr. Men.
Hey, I'd watch Veggie Tales now. It's just I'm
That's
a
how I
big
learned
man.
my ABC. Salty taught me my ABC.
Salty slapped.
Salty slapped, bro.
That's actually funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you remember the Donut Man?
Nah, babe. What's
Did
that?
anyone else not have that? It was another one like that. It was the guy who had a mustache and he had all these kids at like camp and stuff like that. And they'd have there was this tiny little donut sometimes who they dash in water and it would grow bigger. I'm not the only one that used to watch it.
Sounds
Yeah.
creepy.
Wow.
Very
I'm
creepy.
sorry.
Very
Safeguarded issues.
So you're the one who brought in porn.
Why?
Exactly, in year 3. Please.
Can you imagine?
Please. Nah. But yeah, I was doing Jacqueline Wilson.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
hear
I
that.
was doing.
Back to celebrity crushes. So I used to have a crush on Idris Elba, yeah.
You used to.
I think everybody did.
Bye.
No, I didn't. Excluding me. I thought he was good looking, but I just wasn't.
What do you mean for? I don't understand. You guys just stopped.
Like,
Well, she
no,
didn't.
like.
She could appreciate, but she
Yeah,
didn't. She
yeah, but I
didn't, like,
wasn't just.
She wasn't
Fair
gonna
point.
die.
Yeah.
For me, I was ready to die. I even went to research the type of wives he'd had before to see if I actually had a chance.
Do you know you're
to fit
sad?
in.
Do you know you're sad? Do you know that?
I'm not
Are you
his
aware?
type.
Yeah, no,
I'm
but
not
look at
his
his
type.
current wife.
Yeah, he has a type.
Yeah.
If you look
100%.
at all his type, there's a type. Anyway, so one time I was coming from gym in Cambridge. So he's from Hackney, yeah?
Yeah, he is.
And he's down in Hackney doing a lot of like stuff with the youth. Like he used to work with the studio I used to work with, and he used to do like workshops and stuff.
Makes sense. He's got his own record label now.
Yeah, he used to be a DJ before he was an actor.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
So, see, I know a lot about my ex-husband. Anyway, I'll come out of Cambridge Heath. I've just told everybody where I go gym. anyway,
But that was a long time ago.
Whatever. Let's cut this bit out. So I come out of the gym now, and then I'm jaywalking. I'm trying to get home. You know when you're tired, I was just trying to walk and get out.
Yeah.
Anyway, now I'm about to cross the road, and there's a Mercedes, and it flags me to like cross the road. I'm looking in the car. I said, "Why do you look familiar?" I'm looking. I said,
Stop
"Hey,
It was Idris.
Was it
It's Idris."
Stop
I said,
it.
"In this moment, Lord, I have a decision."
Should I show my breast?
Should
Should I show my back?
Is either I take off this jumper, let me see what I'm working with. Number 2, I jump on top of the car. Number 3, I go and sit in the passenger seat because there was no one there. Or just Linda, find shame and go home. You look broke down. You're sweating. You got a headscarf on. You don't even look cute right now. Okay?
What did you do?
Took the last option. I went to my house because
You didn't even wave.
Bruv, I looked so clapped that day. I was actually laughing because I was like, this is why you should make an effort for gym. This is why people wear makeup for gym. And you're here looking like Auntie Bimpe. This is why. This is why.
You should wear like a cute cap.
Even like you cap, do you know what I mean?
But if he beeped at you saying that you looked clapped, then that should have been a sign that you're doing all right, didn't it?
Yeah, he beeped at you.
Yeah, but he beeped at me to cross.
I
Not
don't
that
care. I would
was
say
cute.
hi to you. Do you know that?
Do you think I would have cared why he beeped at me? That's not my problem. I would have.
That's not my
I
problem.
would have flied on the car and I would
I
have
It's
said,
would-
not like I
Do
can
you know-
fly
no,
on the
do you
car
know
and
that-
put my vagina in his head, can I?
No, do you know the one? I would have came round.
I mean, some men enjoy that.
I would
Bye.
have came round to knock on. Sorry, did you call me?
Yeah. I would have not turned up. Sorry,
Did
was
you
it?
call me?
Did you call me? Anyway, here's my number.
This is what I
Do
knew I
whatever you want.
wasn't mad enough. Because
Clearly.
No,
In
exactly. You didn't want him.
Sure, I
You
didn't-
didn't want him.
evidently I didn't
You
want him
didn't
on
That could have been you
didn't
on
want him.
TV with him.
Right.
Just saying,
That
yes.
could have been us at that wedding. Yeah.
We should have been there, right there.
Okay.
I'm not his type anyway, so it's fine. I felt better knowing that I'm not.
That's
his type.
what that happened to
That's why I
me and
told
my
myself anyway.
friends in Stamford Hill, like when we were at school, but with Reggie Yates.
Oh.
So yeah, so
That's
we
cute.
were like our school was obviously on the main road of Stamford Hill. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you know my school,
Yeah,
innit,
yeah,
you would
yeah,
know. Yeah, yeah.
I'm
So-
screaming.
So and then so we were like we came out of school, so we're all in our school uniform. You know, we're little girls, but with it, Reggie Yates was buffing it when he used to do BBC.
Yeah.
Sorry. So and then so we were just like, we were at the crossing, the zebra crossing, yeah, about to cross, and then we looked and we're like, that's Reggie Yates. The way we all just went crazy was that way. People were like, oh my gosh, Reggie Yates, and we're just waving at
What
him.
did
And
you do?
he just smiled at us and waved, and then he was like, "Are you gonna cross?"
Yeah,
Oh,
get on
Because
shit.
we were at the zebra crossing.
I've got things to do. you
And then-
Stupid
but
schoolgirls.
the gag is we didn't even end up crossing. We just continued on. We were
I'm
like,
screaming.
and then we just continued
I would
walking.
have beeped past and drove off.
I'll run you
"Oh my
over.
gosh, Reggie
Might as
Yates."
well.
No,
That's
but
so
yeah,
funny.
that I was like, oh my gosh, I actually just see Reggie Yates. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
he was good looking when he was.
He
doing
was
CBBC.
good looking back in the day. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. Not
The only
really.
person that I've met as a celebrity that I was fanboying, and only because I didn't really meet a lot of celebrities. There was two. There was once when I went with I Am. He's as nerdy as he is on TV. Like he's literally like that in real life.
I love
He's
that.
really like that. But he's really cool. I met Jennifer Hudson once. Oh my gosh. And she hugged me. I didn't bath that day. There was no reason to. Why am I bathing? I smell like Jennifer.
I don't think I
And the thing is, yeah, so Jennifer Hudson's quite tall, innit?
Really?
So when she hugged me, I'm not gonna lie, she hugged me and the head was in her bosom. I said, I'll never leave him.
I'm screwed. Look at you twat. I said I'm never leaving. Never leaving.
She was such a lovely person. Like she was honestly really, really nice.
That's
Lovely.
nice.
She was really, really nice. They're really cool.
I love it when you meet a celebrity and they're just so down to earth.
Yeah, when they're not dicks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Ah, it's wonderful.
I love that.
Just nice people and
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah.
I had that with Leanne La Havas. I don't know if you guys.
Do you know
Ah,
who-
I'd want to meet her, you know.
Amazing
Oh my gosh, I was
woman.
gonna.
I really
was
wanna
like,
meet her.
I was gonna say, do you know who I want to meet? J Cole, but I actually did meet him. He came to my uni.
Really?
Yeah, he came to my J Cole performed at my uni and
I'm
stuff.
screaming.
Like Jeremiah also performed at my uni.
Jeremiah was performing at a lot of unis.
Oh really?
I'm screaming.
Yeah, but J Cole performed at my wedding. Yeah, maybe one day. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
But
Hallelujah.
yeah, he came and performed. But I would like to meet him like personally.
I want to meet J. Cole. Well, if I meet J. Cole, I can die happy, man. I've got to meet J. Cole.
Doesn't he have an album coming?
No, so that's right.
Tomorrow.
Friday, baby. Tomorrow.
Isn't tomorrow the 4th? No. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
sorry.
what day? What day?
Oh
Are you
no,
doing?
because you know what we usually.
Oh, because we
film
record it
on
on
the-
Friday.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's coming out
Texas,
Friday.
14th.
You guys
Are you excited?
I can't wait. I'm staying up midnight.
I'm screaming.
The thing is, I have to be at work very early, but I don't care.
How long has it been since his last album? Do you guys know?
For
It's been a while.
5 years, I think it was.
Wow.
My favorite song, is Crooked Smile. That song.
Oh, you've gone way back.
Yeah, that song.
You've gone really way
That
back.
song,
You've gone right back into the ancients. now.
Ancients of days.
I hate you for that.
Oh, you skipped.
I know why.
You skipped 3 albums for Crooked Smile, you know.
Because I learned the lyrics to that, so just
Wow.
yeah, it was
So I had fun.
Such a
like
nerd.
because I never know words to songs. I never do. Like
I
just
honestly, I'm so like I've needed this J. Cole album in my life. I need it.
I'm screaming.
Like I actually need it. Well, like when I saw that announcement, yeah, honestly, I swear I shed like 1, 2 tears. Like I was so happy. I swear down.
Same way.
I was so happy.
I
can't.
can't deal with
can't
you.
deal.
I actually can't deal with you.
Oh,
What the heck?
Do you guys actually want to get married? I know this is like a detour.
Do I want
Yeah.
to get married?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do.
I do.
Do you?
Definitely do.
Yeah.
I do.
Why you don't? Do you?
Oh, okay. We went straight there.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I mean, we said yes.
Yeah,
So
we said, and then
You didn't give us an
was
answer.
Like, oh, really?
Yeah.
So you don't?
no.
No.
You
didn't-
don't?
Why?
No.
You did at one point in your lifetime.
I feel like a long time ago.
Why? Why? What's the
What's
reason why you don't want to
changed?
get married now?
Men are shit.
Not
that's
all
always
men are shit.
not all men are shit, but men have always been shit.
The
So we're
large
the-
majority. Yeah, but the ones are tied down. I'm tied. To tie me down and say,
You know what,
there for
though?
life.
in
That's
all
it.
fairness, I can agree. I can get what Linda's saying. In this moment where you're either single or looking, not looking, whatever, you don't feel like. So honestly, when I formed a partner, I did not want to get married. I was just like, what's this bullshit? And then people would just turn out to be crazy, or they tell you that they don't love you. I mean, I don't know what's the point. I just stay single and enjoy money.
That's how I
In
was
that
taking,
moment.
That's how I
Do you
was
know what I mean?
taking time, because I always said I need that person, that's gonna be like for legit thick and thin. People don't take their vows seriously.
No, no.
You need to deep these vows. They say through thick and thin, health and sickness, till death.
But at the same
Do
time,
us part.
but
Are
at the
you
same
not
time,
listening?
but at the same
not
time,
listening.
but at the same time, not to just play devil advocate, but on the split side of it is that
The
you
devil
get
doesn't
into-
need an advocate.
Okay.
Scream.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, Angel Gabriel. I apologize. I am very sorry. Sorry.
Angel Gabriel, you're
Sorry.
getting on my nerves.
No,
Sorry.
I'm joking, go on,
To counter argue at the same time, at the same time, you have to be willing to walk away from things that don't work. This is ultimately the problem sometimes with relationships and marriage. Like,
I'm forcing it.
obviously, you don't look when you get married. You want it to be that's it. We're in it for life, and you know when you feel like that, that's the kind of commitment you're gonna feel. The same time though, you're getting long-term relationships or marriages where it's not working. You've tried. You're not compatible. You have to have the courage to be like, I'm gonna walk away from this regardless because it's not healthy. And I think, do you know what I mean? Like,
I understand where you're coming from, and I'm definitely hearing you. But I think the thing with our generation, and stuff, and I've seen myself at some points as well where I'm like, I can't be asked, and it's just not like with just like
Relationship,
but also even with friends. Like we're too quickly like
ready,
eager to just drop it and be like, do you know what? I'm done. I can't be asked. Like I can't put any more energy. We're too quickly on doing that. Like we're too fast on doing that, and it's just sometimes it's like. You need to actually commit and say, okay, do you know what? Talk to me. Why is it? Why are we having this miscommunication? Like because at some point in our friendship, our relationship, whatever, we were good. We understood each other. We got like I didn't have to speak for you to get me. I didn't have, do you know? So that's where. But we sit on our own thoughts, ideas, come to conclusions, come to this decision without even.
We have to be fair, but we have to be fair at the same time that a lot of the narratives that we see are amongst our peers and really the majority amongst social media. When you come off of that and you see what reality really looks like, you know it's nothing like that. You know, you see all of these like tweets or statements or comments saying, I'm not going to have this, I'm not going to do that, I'll do this, I'll do that. And actually, when you look at it from a reality perspective, as in away from social media, you realize it's nowhere like that. So in a sense, what I'm saying is I agree with your point that actually it's how people are putting it as in that whole realm. And actually, what is reality is two completely different things. And I don't think people are ever going to really realize that until they're in that situation. There are so many different people who have made all of these like big statements about what I will do and won't do. And then when they actually get in the midst of relationship, they realize, oh shit.
You shook yourself.
I did. Wow, I didn't know that. Or I realized it was nowhere near as black and white as I thought it was. Anywhere near.
No, for sure.
And so that's why sometimes it's like, in a way, that's why I said it's really important sometimes to make your own decisions about things, to know when you need to walk away from something, not based on what that person says or what social media says, but actually when it's right at that time to be like, you know, this doesn't work for me, this is not right. And at the same time, be willing to say, I need to work at this. Like I need to not just throw in the towel because I just can't be bothered. Like it's hard work. This shit is hard work. And you're not going to be able to get around that.
No.
Yeah. Do you know what, when you were talking about, it reminded, you know that the last conversation that we had in our last episode when I was like, when we were talking about independent women, and then we mentioned, and I mentioned my fear. Remember when I said my fear to you guys? Do you guys remember what my fear was?
About the guys who are influencers.
No.
Wait, that one.
Which one?
About guys who are the guys who do it on TikTok and Instagram.
No. That wasn't my fear.
Oh.
That was
asking what you bring to the table.
Yeah, and then after that, what did we go and see? I said I knew these guys, but then I realized it's these little
It's these little boys.
Yeah,
man.
the
It's
ones
little
that
boys.
dot my age, mate.
You're asking what I bring to the table, but you're signing on for JSA, and I'm not cussing anyone that signs on for job seekers allowance.
But it's
But
a fair question.
Use
No, it's true.
your brain.
That's not to
Use
shame
your
anyone,
brain.
you know. That's not to shame. But then at the same time as well, this is what I don't get. This is what I don't get. This is what I don't get. Yeah. This is what I don't understand.
Maybe Jesus can answer.
I fully don't understand this. Why are men asking what you bring to the table when
Right.
you're the one who's pursuing?
You picked me. You picked
you
me.
picked that person that you want to be with them.
This is-
Why do you pick them and then say, but what do you bring to this table? This table you built, and listen, I'm
You've
not the one here.
invited me to
You
the
invite me
table.
to the table.
Bro.
So what do you mean? What do
And
I
listen,
bring to the
so
table?
That's I'm like, don't ever try and embarrass me
Don't try
by
to-
asking me.
Don't ask me
Never.
questions.
That-
Don't ask me questions
that's
when
that's
you
why I
don't
was
make
like, that was
legitimate
my
money.
thing. Yeah.
If you don't make legitimate money and you're banging fraud, or if you're getting your money in ways that don't make sense, don't ask me what I bring to the table. If you know that I'm used to a certain lifestyle, you can look at a person and you know what they're on. Do you know what I mean?
It's
You
true.
can look at a girl
Especially
and
being
see
for them forever,
that,
yeah.
right. If you see a girl and you know that before you, she was getting back, she was going Hakkasan, she was doing this and the other, and then you now meet me and you're telling me what I bring to the table, and I'm asking you, oh, can we go Novikov? Yeah, and you're asking me what do I bring to the table? Are you mad or are you mad? Which one is it?
Are you mad? Are you
Because now you're
mad?
trying to take me to Nando's and I'm like, no, I want to go Novikov. But you're saying, what do I bring to the table?
Nah.
Are you drunk?
I
Nah,
was just
bro.
like, these actual men actually exist. Like,
Men are here
Absolutely crazy.
and are on this vibe of humbling women
Yeah,
that
it's
are
horrible.
used to a certain
Absolutely
standard.
horrible.
standard.
And those are the men I run away from. Those are the men that will
I
not be
just
telling you,
can't- I
oh,
can't deal with
you
that.
shouldn't be getting gifts
I-
from men that are not your partner or whatever else. I've had a full-blown discussion with this guy because he didn't like that. Is it Digga D's ex or someone was talking about how she doesn't ever pay for anything, and one guy went to go and buy her a big bag and he'd never even met her. And I sent it to him. I was like, what do you think of this? He was like, oh, these are the birds that you need to be careful of. I was like, bird. I was like, she's used to a standard. And obviously men are upholding this standard. How does that make? And he was like, oh, the guy is a fool. I was like, why is the guy a fool? Because he's not getting anything in return. Some guys just like to do things for people without anything in return.
It's called being nice.
Right.
It's actually
Also,
called being-
it breeds on the point about whether it's transactional or not.
That's
Because
it.
the reality
Why
of it
must
is,
it be transactional?
why must
Right.
yes.
Why?
Why do you
Why
want
a
anything in
relationship?
return?
Why? This is it. Well, like so many are thinking relationship is now a transactional kind of shit. No,
It's not.
Since when?
It's not.
Since when? Like,
But
why
then-
can't you do things out of the kindness
Out
of
of your heart.
heart?
Exactly. Just because you can.
And
this
the
is the
thing is,
thing.
it's like, especially if you're in a position of being my partner, my other half. Why is it that I must give you something back? Because you decide to do something for me, or why are you
Exactly.
expecting me
To do
give-
something in return. Exactly.
It's just.
But then I have a
mad.
theory that the guys that are angry about girls that get things for free are just broke.
Oh.
They're just men that do not have the financial
The funds
capacity
to do it.
to do these things. Because you don't see rich men under these comments
Complaining.
saying this shit.
Yeah,
I'm not
complaining.
being funny. The guys that can afford to do this stuff and it doesn't affect their pocket, you're not seeing them chat.
But
You're not
here's-
seeing them complain. You're not seeing them say anything.
But the other thing as well, on the flip side, is men need to realize you need to know your levels.
Right.
Me, I know, I'm quite blessed financially, but I also know what I can't do. I can't do Birkin bags every week. I can't do Birkin bags every month. I can't do Gucci. I can't do that. Me, I'm not gonna date someone who if that's what they want and then complain about it. I'm not gonna do that. Me, I won't put myself in a. Why would I complain
the
about a
thing is,
situation that I can change?
The
That makes no
thing
sense.
about it,
That makes no
though,
sense.
yeah, you don't even need to kind of like have a full blown conversation to understand what kind of woman you're dealing with. You just sometimes with these, you just look, you just see, and do you know what I mean? And you kind of make your estimate. Sometimes, yeah, you can get it wrong because you see, okay, this woman like,
Is that
Yeah.
but it's like actually she likes to treat herself here and there, but she's not all about that. Do you know what I mean?
Again, the biggest problem that you have with this conversation is what men are doing is that the women who, like you said, who have a certain standard and other men uphold that, they're complaining about those women. You don't have to worry about those women.
Exactly.
You worry about the women within your standard. that
Yeah,
you wanna
and
go-
within your remit.
because what men are doing is they're saying, well, the person that I'm with is gonna start thinking like that. Well, at the end of the day, that's an individual's choice.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, really and truly, sometimes they think like that because they're not getting anything.
Right.
So maybe you might say, oh, that's excessive to ask for this. But sometimes it's like, the only reason why I'm asking is because I'm in a relationship that I want to be and I'm not getting jack. Or no one's even doing anything for me. But you're saying to me, what do I bring to the table? You're saying I need to not complain. You're saying, oh, you've got what you want. But then you're not providing me shit. What's that?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, everyone needs to do what's for them, but don't complain about someone else's lifestyle.
Exactly.
It's not yours.
Because someone else will do it for me. If you don't want to buy me Prada bag, it's okay, darling.
Someone else can.
It's okay,
darling.
It's okay, darling. But uncle in Ikeja, in Lekki, will buy me the bag.
I
Okay?
won't want anything in return.
Right.
wouldn't.
All he wants me to say is good morning, darling. Okay?
I show a bit of feet.
Bye. Hey, you're flexible, innit?
Listen, for Birkenbag, I'll be flexible.
You're getting my nerves. You're getting my fucking put your foot down.
Hey, listen, I laugh all the time. If I was single on a sugar mama holiday, it's like 10 feet. Both feet.
Yeah.
Don't kill me.
Bro,
Don't kill me.
I'm screaming.
Oh my god.
What? Are you mad?
Bro.
Both feet, bro.
Can you imagine? There's guys telling girls out there, oh, you shouldn't, like, there's guys literally trying to humble girls
It's horrible.
for
man.
wanting a nicer life. But do you wipe your bum?
Oh my god.
Bro, I went into the Caribbean shop the other day, yeah, and there was bare man. There was like a bagger man. There was like 15 man in there. And I was looking at them. I was like, one of you haven't wiped your bum for me today. That Aloni thread has really traumatized
That alone
me.
even was disgusting.
After that, I said, I wanted to literally
Do you know?
block.
I did want to read
Guys,
it.
You know what the worst?
I actually
you know what the
I
worst
couldn't
story
read
was?
it.
You know the worst
the
story?
sweet corn one.
The worst, no, that wasn't even the worst story. The worst story was the crunchy nut. She said,
The crunchy
What
nut.
happened?
she said,
Do you know after that one? Yeah, I didn't want to read it anymore. I didn't want to.
Why
read
did you remind me?
she
I'm
said-
going to vomit.
No, I
She
did
said-
not
I've
want.
been feeling nauseous.
Crunchy nut.
She said-
I didn't finish. She started.
she said, I went, it's the story unfolding for me. She said, I went down. She said, oh, and I was,
I'm trying not to vomit.
I said,
I'm literally having
she said,
to like space
yeah,
out
it was a
somewhere.
bit, she said, it was a bit crunchy. So, but I was there. What the fuck did you continue? What do you mean?
Do you know what the thing is? Yeah.
Why are you
No,
continuing on?
can I say something? You know, if it's crunchy, it has to come with a
Oh my God.
stench. It has to come with a stench.
Melina,
How can you be
No,
doing nibble
no,
nibble
how
and it's
can you
doing
do-
crunch?
Thank you.
How can you be eating it's crisp? That's what you're down there for.
You can smell it before you see it.
You're
Before
doing
you
Walker's
taste
dick.
it.
That's what you're doing.
Before you see it, before you taste it, you can smell
You're doing
it.
McVitie's biscuit
Don't-
schlong, bruv.
Don't piss.
trying
That's
to-
penis crackers.
I'm really
That's what you're
trying
doing on there.
to vomit.
Don't piss.
That's
me
called
off.
crunchy nuts.
trying not
Nuts
to.
cracker. There's too much going on. I can't believe it.
Not cooking with a stench. I'm so sorry.
It's true. There would have had to be an aroma.
Stop it.
There would have had to be.
So
an
do you know
aroma.
what?
Stress me
Do you know
out, yeah.
those stuff? Yeah, I'm so sorry. Like these women were trying to like expose these men, but it's like you're exposing
You're
yourself.
exposing
100%
yourself.
exposure. I was
Someone
looking.
said it as
Everyone's
well. They
looking
were like,
sideways.
You're
Everyone.
you're saying he's Mr. Poop, but you're Mrs. Poop because you're there. And I couldn't stop dying.
100%.
No,
You're
Mrs.
complicit.
How are you?
You're complicit. Okay? I'm looking at, but the man is already a bum. We've already established this because what's that? But you continue. And the thing is,
But
in
that's
the stories, they keep saying, yeah,
They stayed
what
as well.
I stayed. What do you mean you
They
stayed?
stayed. It wasn't like the one time and you're gone. You've stayed in that situation, so their bum is clean.
There was
unclean.
one where she what do you call it? She said that he wasn't. He didn't know that he had to wash his towels.
Nah, that was disgusting. That was
I
quite
said,
nasty.
what? He didn't know that towels are meant to be washed.
I just feel sick. I feel like really, really sick.
And then I'm saying, sis, so you're still in that.
But this is what I'm saying.
You're still for relationship. Just to say I have a
So,
boyfriend.
but this is where people will
Just
say.
to say
This is
I
where
have a
people will say
boyfriend.
for better, for worse. This is what
This
people
is
will now
worse.
be saying for better, for worse.
It's better to be
Please.
worse.
Try to put a ring in
Leave.
my finger.
Bruv.
No, don't piss me off.
But this is what I'm
because,
saying.
Because I will know your hygiene before we get into this marriage.
This is
I
what now.
can't.
This is what I don't understand about people that get into these kind of relationships. Even if you didn't know the first day, first week, first month, whatever,
Okay.
when you
No, no,
spend
you
time
know.
with them,
You now know.
you now see this man
So
has been
what
coming
are you-
out.
what are you doing
There's
about
too much stench coming out here. This man's toothbrush, he hasn't changed it for 6
I
years.
just feel sick.
This
He
boxer,
doesn't brush his
he doesn't brush
teeth.
his teeth properly. You know, this.
No, he
the
doesn't
smell.
brush his teeth.
Like, what's that?
He doesn't. He uses chewing gum because he doesn't want to brush his teeth.
What's that?
Who taught you?
sorry.
Your mum taught you that you shouldn't brush
But this is the thing as well. So okay, fair enough. We're looking at the boys, but what's the mums doing?
Oh no, 100%. It's the
Because
it's the mums, whichever parents
mums
in
and the
their lives,
dads.
yeah.
Okay, let's say mums, dads, whatever. What was your parents doing?
Fair point.
That's what I'm saying.
Where were they? And what is their
What were they
hygiene? What's their
teaching?
hygiene also like?
But you know, though, it's common that I've actually, to be honest, I'm only saying this because I'm not saying this is all, but it's really common that there's always this push or pressure for girls to do things
Be
right, like
clean.
brush their
Yeah,
teeth,
yeah,
be
yeah,
clean,
yeah.
whatever,
But
because
men,
there's
there is
more, obviously, especially down there,
Yeah,
and they have
yeah.
more. But with boys,
yeah.
and you get it. That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, I've noticed it. Even when kind of I've seen like little kids and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and so that when these guys are big men now,
They just
no
don't
one's
know
they
how to
don't know how
uphold
to-
it. It's
Do
true.
you know what I'm saying?
It's true. And I remember I got onto my brother when he was younger. When he was younger, he used to do mad sports. So obviously, I used to smell him
Yeah.
before he'd even entered the house. I'd be like, "What's going on?" I said, "Look, you can't come and embarrass me. People know you as my brother. You need to be wiping down, washing at every opportunity, especially if you're going to be playing sports. You can't be now
Yes,
walking around
smelling.
smelling.
Yeah.
What's that?"
And getting on public
And I
transport.
literally, exactly. So I used to drill it into him. This was when he was young, like year 7, year 8. I was like, nah, you need to be on top of it.
This is it.
You need
This
to be
is
on
it.
top of it. You
And
need
the
to
thing
do
is,
more.
With some of these boys as well, what when Dan was talking about, it came to mind is their mum probably did everything.
Yeah, the mum did everything.
probably
So
did,
do you know,
yeah.
like changing their sheets,
Yeah, washing
their
their clothes.
towels,
Yeah.
washing the.
So they don't know
They
anymore.
don't know none of it.
Yeah.
But it's like not my household, boy.
Boy, I let my brother wash
Everybody
all
do
these
the
things.
dishes.
Bro,
Everybody do their own washing.
Bro.
Yeah. That's how it is.
Everybody.
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 You got to
Everybody.
that, even with my kids, like every time when they're
Even
doing
like wash
something,
the bar,
you teach both
like
of
the
them.
bathroom,
Because obviously I've
the
got like a little girl and I've got a little boy. My daughter's really good; she can do everything.
Yeah.
My little boy can just be lazy. What's your problem sometimes? I don't do. Listen, pick up your own clothes.
Yeah, this is it.
Wash your mouth.
Yeah.
Do this kind like
Yeah.
you need to teach them these things so they
Yeah.
know we're not here to be your butler.
Yeah.
Like I'm not here to clean after you.
Definitely
Like do
not.
the thing yourself. And
Definitely
obviously
not.
at the same time, you do have to teach them because they're young. You can't just they do
Just
this
leave them
like
to
I
it.
said, just lead them to it. They'll get it. They're boys. Teach them that this is how you gotta do things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can we go back quickly, on the subject of marriage, Because I wanted to ask, this is what I wanted to ask you actually, Linda. Anything, but yeah, you can answer too, for definite. Both of you. Who do you think benefits more from marriage?
Men.
I've got a controversial
Men.
answer, but
Yeah.
well, not
What's your controversial?
so it is. Men benefit
think
more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna explain why it's men benefit more.
Yeah.
Women used to benefit from marriage. I don't necessarily think they benefit anymore if the person's not financially blessed.
Yeah.
The reason
okay.
why, so back in
I
the
hear
day, why people were getting married, as in the big reason was security. So when you
For
got
women.
married, for women, yes. So when you got married, you had the security that you were financially secure. If you had a baby, even sometimes, even if the guy wasn't rich, if he was a well-known person, the surname carried weight. All those different kind of things. The whole security that you had around, even like taxes being cheaper and benefits, all this kind of stuff.
But the
it
men
benefit
still
women.
benefit.
The men benefit to a degree,
Okay.
but women did benefit more back in the day because of how it was socially
Set
done,
up,
because it was set up. However, and also, so regardless as well, obviously women couldn't vote back in the day, education, all those different things. So when you got married, you had that security that even if I didn't have those things, I'd have my husband's because he had that. Right now, you don't need to do, you don't have to get married to have that shit. Women can have an education, you can vote, you can have a business, you can be financially secure, you can do all those different things. You can have your own weight behind your own name, you can have your own status. So getting married, now, I feel as though people have to get married because they actually want to.
Because I actually want to spend
Because they
the
have
rest
to.
of my life with
Do
you.
you see what I'm saying to you? Because
I
really and
actually
truly,
choose you.
I don't have to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Women don't have to get married.
This is it.
You can, and to be honest, even if you're in a relationship with someone, you don't have to get married to stay in that relationship. You could be in a committed marriage, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
So marriage, so that's why I say right now, I don't necessarily think that men benefited from marriage back in the day because of all those other things. Right now, it's changing, and I think the narrative's changing.
I agree with Daniel. I don't feel like marriage is necessarily important in our generation. Like, I feel like if you do marriage, it's literally because you just want to publicize to everyone that this is my partner and this is who I've chosen to do life
100%.
with.
100%.
But I feel like
Publicize, you say?
Yeah, it's a
because
public
it's
declaration.
a
That's what
public-
marriage is.
Okay,
It's a-
yeah,
it's-
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a public thing. Like it's not.
That's
for anyone-
exactly
'cause
what
it's not
marriage
for
is.
you two. You guys know what it is.
Exactly.
By doing a wedding, it's just for everybody else.
Yep.
It's not.
Yep.
It's not for anyone else, but everyone else. Do you
And
get what I mean?
that's I think that's what it is. It's like, to me, I feel like it's like I said, if you get married now,
The
I
wedding,
really
yeah.
do feel like
The wedding
you
is for
actually,
everybody else.
yeah. But
But you can.
but
be
the
with
marriage,
someone
but the marriage,
forever. Like you don't need.
you
to
don't
be
need the
married.
wedding. You don't need marriage. Or
You
the
don't
wedding.
need to be married.
For
to,
my faith, I
okay,
do.
for faith, I get that. You
But
need
even
to.
For
actually,
my faith.
hold on. But even biblically speaking, it even says that marriage is a public declaration of your love. That's actually what the definition.
Yeah,
of.
no. That's what I'm saying. But obviously, Linda's saying has like you don't need to. You could just obviously.
Yeah, like okay. For if you were talking about in the context of religion, it would be nice if you did do a marriage.
Yeah.
But I personally don't think it's necessary.
Oh, I have another controversial thought about that.
But
as
I
well.
get what you're saying because you're saying in your faith,
So a prime
In
example,
my faith, but yes.
in your faith, marriage needs to
I
be
don't
done
actually-
to declare love.
from a religious point of view, that isn't actually true.
Oh, go on.
I'll give you a prime example why. Yeah. Marriage, you can be okay. Marriage is there's two definitive things. There's marriage as in being in a committed relationship, and there's marriage in the eyes of law. So if you are married in this country, obviously you can't just say, "Oh, I'm married to someone." You have to legally get married to say that. That's a law, right? From a biblical perspective, none of that existed. Signing a register, sitting in front of a judge, all that kind of stuff, it didn't exist in the Bible. You will never find it. Marriage simply was that man went into that woman, and that was marriage. So yes, I get what you mean about, I need to marry for my faith, but that's all being taught to you now from an institutional perspective. Actually,
no, but the word says you marry before the Lord.
so this is what I'm saying.
So that you had to be blessed by a priest.
Yes, but here's what I'm saying. So
do you understand?
But this is exactly
you're
the point.
talking about the registry part.
No. You have to understand something.
Because it's said in the law.
Even in biblical perspectives, if you go to the people that have been married, if you go all the way back, there was no you were in front of a judge or you were in front of a priest. It didn't exist. Even in the New
You
Testament,
had
it
to
didn't
be
exist.
blessed.
Yeah,
by-
but that's
do you know what I mean?
no,
You
it
didn't
didn't
have
exist.
to. Yes,
It didn't exist. Biblical perspective. Remember, I grew up as a Christian. It didn't exist. It says, even if you go all the way back to Genesis, the first person who was ever to get married, it says he went into her and they were as one. There was none of that. We're taught that from an institutional perspective. We're taught that. Even if you look at the New Testament, people that are married, it doesn't happen. What has happened though, the institution has created that. Now I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Hear what I'm trying to say?
I'm not saying
Yeah,
anything wrong.
I'm effectively saying.
I'm listening. I'm just listening.
So here's
I'm
my
just
point, yeah?
listening.
Here's exactly what my
I'm
point
gonna
is.
come next week from Bible verse.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because
No.
I'm gonna stay quiet
Yeah,
when I do
but
that.
here's-
That's
Wait.
what-
Let me.
yeah.
I'll make. This is my prime point. If a couple gets married in Ghana, for example, and
Yeah.
they get married in Ghana the way that you
Their
get married,
tradition.
their tradition, you're
is enough.
married in, is enough. Now here's my point. If they come here, are they married? Yes or no?
Not because they're not married because of the
The
laws
Law,
of-
exactly. But
yeah.
are they married?
Yes, they are married.
Thank you. That's my point.
but okay. I understand your point to that extent because in terms of marriage, there's levels.
Yeah.
As in, there's the traditional. That's why when like Africans, we say we Africans when we get married, we do the traditional and we do a white wedding. We do white wedding because we're westernized.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if we did our traditional, we're married. The only reason why because you don't have to do the white wedding.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You could do as an African, you could do your traditional and everything.
It's sufficient.
And then
Sounds
go
right.
to the registry
Yeah.
and then get yourself
Signed up.
registered
Yeah.
to this
100%.
government and tell the government that
They
you
are
are
married, yes.
married and everything. The white wedding is like an extra of the westernized.
So this is
but
what-
the white wedding that people. But the thing is, even in our traditional weddings, we also get a blessing.
Okay. So you're.
Don't you? Don't
No,
you-
no, no, no.
I
in
hear
agree.
what you're
because
saying.
our tradition,
I'll just ask you one
no,
question.
No, wait, can I say? Not because I don't know. Obviously, I've been to Nigerian wedding where obviously the priest was there and gave a blessing in it. So,
Yeah.
because that's the marriage being
Yeah.
blessed, right? And stuff. The same we do ours. The white wedding part, where we still have a pastor,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. And I think that's I've personally
So the
see as
question.
westernized.
So the question that I'm asking you
Yeah.
is all the stuff that you said about blessing and stuff like that. Where is it biblically?
I'll find it for you.
Yeah. If you find it for me, I'll take it back.
I'll find it.
But you won't find it in scripture.
I'll find it.
You won't find it.
I'll find it.
You won't find it.
I'm telling you.
I promise you won't.
Okay.
Promise.
Okay.
So my point is, basically what my point was, going back to it,
Yeah.
if a person is in a committed relationship and they choose to commit with that person, in the adaptation of what the Bible says marriage is, that is what it is being committed to a person, or a man and a woman being committed to each other. That was actually what marriage is. What people are told often, and how we're taught, is you need to be married because you need to go under the law, stuff like that. So legally, yes, that's what I'm saying to you. You need to get married legally, otherwise it's not recognized in the law. You can't just go around and say, I'm married, guys, and it doesn't work like that. So I know that. My point that I'm saying is, if you say, I want to get married for a religious perspective, that's actually almost incorrect, because if you make a commitment to be with that person under the eyes of God, and you're both Christians, it's actually sufficient.
Yeah, but it's under the eyes of God, but in a blessed manner where do you get me? You get blessed as a couple.
The blessed
Do you
thing,
got the blessed, which is like what the where the vows come in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And stuff, because
But you can say that in each other's room.
Literally.
You should be in a
no,
room.
but that's what I'm saying.
Literally.
So you know, like how when I'm saying being blessed and stuff, I'm not talking about in the white dress and everything. I'm talking about in your own house.
Yeah.
And everything, and it's just you two. You got your witness, your mum and dad's, or your parent, your family, whatever, and that pastor.
But you know it doesn't
in the
exist in
eyes
the Bible,
of,
though.
in the, okay, it's okay. You say that, and everything,
But this is what I meant about public declaration, because you're saying a pastor needs to be present, a witness, at the end of the day,
No,
for
a
me,
pastor hasn't somebody to bless them.
No, that's what
Do you
I'm
get me?
saying.
To be like to kind of present you two to the Lord and be like, but you know,
Yeah, it doesn't-
like,
it doesn't-
why
it
can't
doesn't
I
exist in the
present
Bible.
myself to the Lord?
Yeah, you don't need a pastor.
as in just you two.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Why
why?
can't I present myself?
Because you
with
know
my
pastors
partner to
didn't.
the
You know
Lord?
pastors didn't exist in the New Testament. The pastors are institutional. Pastors didn't exist in the New Testament.
The priests.
Priests.
There were priests.
If you look at actually where priests came from, the majority of priests were in the Old Testament, and they were taking care of the temple. In the New Testament, when it starts to talk about there was no such thing as priests, or like as in how we see pastors now heading over church, stuff like that. The concept of everything that we know, it didn't exist in the New Testament.
Yeah, I've got to
It
go and
all
do research
unfolded.
now.
It all unfolded.
No, but what
You had
there were-
leaders,
There
you
was
had-
there was apostles and preachers.
Yes, so
at the end of the day,
concept of So, but again, I don't want to get too technical, but the reason why I'm saying that is because the concept of you, because you said it's about the blessing and the pastor blessing you. I'm saying to you, if you read how the New Testament unfolds, that concept of them blessing couples and stuff, one, didn't exist. Two, the concept of pastors, church, and stuff like that, the concept of it was from Jesus being a shepherd. The whole point of how we do pastors, that unfolded as Romans, as the apostles, all those different things.
But
over
the
time.
thing is it's always been like, do you know what I mean? Like where there's always been, like even in the Old Testament, there was a leader that God had chosen, do you get what I mean, to lead and everything. Even the priests and everything like that, it wasn't just anyone that could go into the temple.
Yeah,
It
of course.
It was God that was actually, what do you know?
No, you're right, 100% right. Yeah.
So it's always like somebody that
Is designated.
Right.
I
Doesn't
hear you.
it? That's why we can't, do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, has a sacred thing. It's like
God has
who
designated
has
people.
designated this
Right.
person to do that blessing.
Okay.
But
You know what
you
I'm
are
saying?
so,
I hear what
In
you're
that,
saying.
in
your
that
point
aspect.
your
And
point is
everything.
right.
When you're saying declaration to the public, like in my hand, I'm saying like having like guests or whatever and everything like that. What like, hasn't me? It's just, you know, my past me and my husband, and I think married. If we're done, if that's how we want to do it, done. And I think it's just now where everyone wants to do the extraness of, you know,
The white wedding
the
and stuff
party,
like that.
yeah, and everything like that. Even our culture where we're doing this, the whole party, the tradition of the dresses, those are all the extras. But in the simplicity of it, that's basically what it is. Do you know what I mean?
I hear
God
you.
knowing you, God and you and God, because the marriage is God first, then us. Do you get what I mean? God, my husband, and me.
Yeah.
And everything. That's the marriage, the trinity of
So
marriage.
you kind of proved the point that actually the pastor is completely irrelevant.
But
to
no,
it.
but
I think the pastor is supposed to be like not necessarily a gateway, but they are.
No, not a gateway, but has a representation of like, do you know,
It's
like,
not- it's not
do you know what I
biblical.
mean? And if you, because,
It's not biblical.
But the thing is, I'm saying, yeah,
I get why people do it. I'm not. You have to understand what I'm saying. I get why people do it now, and I completely understand why it happens the way it does. I'm simply saying, if you actually read the Bible and read actually through Scripture, the concept doesn't exist.
the concept of being blessed in Christ of
in
the marriage.
in the marriage, it
the
doesn't
marital
exist.
that.
How about we go and do some research and we'll come
Hundred
back and
percent.
discuss this.
That's what
100%.
I'm saying.
Right.
I can't. It's gonna be
I
so
told
much
you I'm
fun.
gonna come back with
But-
biblical verses for him, but it's okay.
But yeah.
But in that sense, I was saying, do you know what I mean?
I get it.
And everything where like
Why marriage
somebody,
is obviously important. Yeah.
it is
Makes sense.
important in my faith,
In your
and
faith, I
everything.
get it.
And also because the institution, marriage is the first institution that God had set up in the Bible, in the in the Old Testament.
Old Testament, that's correct.
Okay,
Yep, that's
it's the first institution, so it's important in my faith.
Yeah,
it's
100%.
made important in my faith. That's why I take that seriously. And also, marriage also introduces the and opens the door through that institution, opens the door of reproducing. That's what God made that
Marriage for.
to in the Bible it does say that.
It does. Paul does say that. Paul does say.
Can I
Paul
just-
say that
hold
in
on.
the Corinthians, but it
If
says
you
that in the
are
New
to
Testament.
engage in like sexual encounters and whatever, he would prefer you did it within
Within the
definition
marriage.
of marriage.
Can I
But
just-
it's
can I just
also
say-
mentioned in the Old
Can I just say
Testament.
one thing? Can I
Yeah.
just say
Yeah,
one
go on,
thing?
go on.
This is the point I was making about marriage.
Yeah.
So the first concept of marriage was Adam and Eve. There was no blessing. There was no pastor. There was no preacher. The first concept of reproduction was Adam and Eve's offspring. That happened outside of the institution that we know as marriage. So that's technically not true. The concept of marriage is 100% biblical. It's an institution that got created. Don't argue with it. But this is what my point was. When you look at the people who were husband and wife, as in Adam and Eve, all of those different people, there was no priest. There was no blessing. It was they made a commitment to be with that person. They were together and they produced. What my point that I'm saying to you is the stuff about
They're reproduced in marriage.
in marriage. Yeah.
Do you
I'm agree with you,
understand?
But so, let me finish.
It's
I'm saying,
not outside.
no, I'm not saying. I'm saying
Oh,
outside.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I'm not
okay.
saying that. So,
Oh,
but what
okay.
I'm saying is the stuff that you're talking about the having a pastor, the blessing, all that kind of stuff is
That wasn't
concepts
present.
that wasn't present. That's concepts that have come after, which is all makes sense. It's all good to have. No one's arguing with that. My point is, it's concepts that we, as in Christianity,
Like,
or
additionally
it's
added.
been
That's what
added.
you're
If you
saying.
put that all to the side, actually, God, it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't exist. You might be able to find things where it says you want your marriage to be blessed. You might find things where you want God to be the center of it. You're gonna find concepts like
No,
that.
but it's not me wanting it to be the same. It is what it is
Okay, so
biblically
yeah.
written that God needs to be involved. It's a free thing. Do
Yes,
you get
but
what I mean?
we're talking two different things. Where we already know that God has to be the author of those kind of things because He created the institution.
Yeah.
What I'm referring to is what we do as an institution, as a church, how marriage is blessed, standing in front of a pastor, doing all those different things. They're institutional things that have been created. They're not necessarily how the Bible said marriage is going to happen. That's what my point is.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
But yeah,
Yeah.
I'll come back with my hard facts, but it's okay. Yeah,
It is
I know,
controversial, I did say.
I heard. Do
you see what I'm saying? Do you know
I'm
what I'm saying?
hearing
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
but like I say,
Guys, go and do
Yeah.
your research in it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
go on.
Yeah.
yeah, but that's basically where I was coming from. Do you
No,
get
I
what
get
mean?
it.
Yeah.
In terms of my faith, and that's
But I
my
want to get
belief
married, to be honest with you.
and
Like,
everything.
it makes
You still
it
want to
makes
get
sense.
married.
I still want to get married.
regardless of all the
Makes
nonsense
sense.
that you're saying.
Say,
Yeah. Oh no, 100%.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm
Yeah.
hearing it. I'm traditional with it. What
for
can you do?
me, like, and for me, it's more like I always said, like, I want kids. 100% want kids, but I'm
You want to get in
Y-
marriage?
in marriage because
Yeah.
as a Christian in my faith and in my belief, that's what
It's what you want.
Makes
it's
sense.
written.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
what's
yeah.
written.
Yeah.
That's how I want to.
No,
you know
it makes
what I'm
sense.
saying?
And there's
sense.
nothing wrong
And
with
if
that.
it-
Not
and,
at all.
And it's people when they ask me like, oh, what, you pregnant? I'm like, do I look like, am I married? Like, has he put a ring on my thing to me to
Yeah.
be pregnant?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
stuff like that. People are like, you don't need to. Yes, I do. Okay.
That's what
Yeah,
I want.
something-
It's what I just, if that's what you desire, then that's what
There's
will happen.
absolutely
Yeah.
nothing wrong. And
Do you know
to
what
be
I mean?
honest, it's a beautiful tradition to have, like to be committed to one person and it works out and you build a life together and you have children, all those different things. There's not like it's a nice thing to have. It's just the problem is with the world as it is and everyone being mad,
No.
it's really hard to see it sometimes.
No, I understand, but do you know the thing that irks me though? It's like everybody always has like something to pick or pick out on like
About
on
what?
Christian people. Do you know what I mean? On Christian believers, and they think no one will have like this raga jagga arguments with a Muslim. Like, do you know what I mean?
It's true.
And Muslims, like, you hear like they might come up something with like, no, my woman ain't showing her hair, ain't showing her face. And everyone's just like, that's their religion, that's their faith. But everybody always wants to import on somebody else's Christian
Christian,
belief,
yeah.
and if it's like, but this is my faith too, and I think is this is what because there's people out there that will say like, oh, I'm a Christian, but they're just saying it. But do you know what I mean? And then, but they'll say, oh, like, you know, Muslims are doing their Ramadan, and it's like, oh yeah. I'm trying not to eat in front of them. Like, I'm not trying to because they're fasting. So respect my faith too. I'm a Christian. Like the same way you're respecting him as a Muslim that he's fast. I fast too, but like the Bible says, though, when you're doing these things, you do it in secret. You don't know I'm fasting. I don't need to tell you I'm fasting, but I am fasting. I just will tell you, no, I'm not eating, or no, I'm not eating meat this week. But it could be because I'm fasting. I'm in prayer. Do you go on? It's just those stuff that is like, I just don't like. Is that has Christians, and it's people that call themselves Christians that are the ones.
Yeah. I hear you.
I think you need to be respectful. I think at the end of the day, that's why if you're going to engage in conversations with someone else about their faith or their religion,
Always
whether
be
you always be respectful.
Right.
Like, it doesn't Christian, Muslim, like whatever it is.
It's true.
You need to be respectful. Do you know what I mean? Because
110%.
you're gonna have friends or family who are, you're not all gonna believe the same thing. You're gonna have, and it's important to be respectful regardless. Do you know what I mean? And no, you know, it makes perfect sense.
That for me, it's just something that just
I can see it's irked you.
Oh, because it's just like, why do you not have? Do you know? Because I feel like as an actual believer and anything kind of Christian, I see it so much on social media, like the disrespect for Christianity, for Christians, and I think it's like, why? And I'm choosing to believe in this because obviously I've grown up in this faith and everything, but at one point in my life I've decided as a person to follow, you know, to follow this religion, to follow not even a religion, because at the end of the day it's more of my faith, but that's, I say, more of faith than religion, because
it's not about religion,
right? Do you know what I mean? It's an intimate relationship between you and God. That is what is for me and stuff. So I want people to respect that, and has that obviously the entitle of my faith is Christian, so respect my Christianity.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I don't think it's asking for much. I think it's fair.
No, because people have, you will never see anyone like talking out of their sideways about Muslims and
they do.
And the Quran.
They definitely do. You don't see it as much. Everyone gets this. It's hard to be honest. I need to kind of be fair. It depends what you see, because I do see a lot of disrespect for a lot of it. So I do understand how sometimes, because the majority of the people that are around us, for example, the majority of people that I know, especially, are black people, and a lot of them will be Christians, as in the people that are around me, even though I'm not. So I know I'm probably going to see more disrespect because of the network of people I'm around. But I know, even just by scrolling, sometimes you do see there's a lot of disrespect, how people kind of call Islam this and that and stuff like that. It's definitely there. So that's why it's better to have that kind of mentality where you're just like, have respect for
everybody.
Do you know what I mean?
110%. Like, I would never talk sideways of some a Muslim. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's their faith. That's their belief. You know, and the book, the Quran that they read. Do you know? I respect you, but respect my faith too.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That's right.
So like,
it's a good discussion. I like it.
Discussion.
So we're gonna be back next week when.
I'll be bringing the facts.
We're gonna be bringing facts.
I'm bringing you guys a whole Bible. I ain't playing. Yeah.
You see the way I just stay quiet, because me, I'm not Bible scholar.
She's still in the middle.
I'm just
here. All the way left.
Look, even these two, the boyfriends of the spectrum, they want to get married. Me, that's in between now. Me, I don't want to get married.
Yeah, but that's just because men are mad.
Marriage is a scam. I'm not here for it.
Okay, maybe like the earthly marriage.
What earthly marriage?
It's just in the one.
It's still marriage. What do you mean earthly marriage?
What the marriages you've seen in the Bible and in the church? Please, I beg, leave me alone.
3 tears, baby.
No, but I'm just saying, there's real love marriage in it. Like,
show me.
I want it to
show me.
Listen,
no, there is.
Here's what I'm saying. Yeah, here's what my point is. Outside, it didn't work. No, we've gone back to it.
No.
Outside of when you're in like I said, a place where either men are blood clots or women are blood clots or whatever, and you just kind of feel like you're going to feel like why marriage is a scam. That's exactly how I feel. I used to say it all the time. I was cussing it.
You will.
I did.
Would.
When you find the right person that actually
And
you're
then
like,
when
you
you
want to do this
How
shit
many
with.
people have thought they found the right person, got married,
Yeah.
and within a year or
That's
two,
right.
they've
That's
got-
just life.
No,
Which
I
is
don't
why.
know.
which
No,
is-
but look
that
at
goes
the
back. No,
statistic.
but that
No,
goes back
excuse
to my
me.
point.
We're
That goes to my
telling
point
you. Excuse me.
about soulmates. Hold on. That goes back to my point.
She
You
said,
say,
hold on.
oh, it's supposed to be the right one for me. This is it. That's what the problem is. Because you think that one's the one, and then they end up being a bloody psychopath, and then you realize, hold on a minute, what the fuck is going on in this shit? You realize something, okay? There's always one for you, but it might not necessarily be that nigga.
My thing, I would just like to put you out there that
Or that nigga.
that my a lot of some of the family members be married and they're still married.
Okay, but being married and still, I'm no disrespect to your family
for sure,
members.
Yeah, no.
But just because you've been married for a long time doesn't mean it's a happy
It's
marriage.
a happy marriage, yeah.
No,
It's true.
Very true. Very true. I'm very, and
very true.
I do understand that. I believe in that.
Yeah.
But as I'm saying, it's marriage is not something like, it's not a walk in the park.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, the journey is not a walk in the
It's
park.
not a walk in the
But
park.
at the end of the day, I know, because obviously the people that I know and I'm seeing in the marriage,
Of course.
they're not that much older than me. Do you know? Where
Okay.
we can't have conversations or we don't have conversations.
I see what you
Yeah.
mean.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because they're like, I would say like my older cousins, where like you know, they're telling me take your time. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, they tell me straight, like if I was your age, I would also be waiting. Like, you know, you're taking my time to examine this person. They tell me so, and it's a thing where they're
Is
like,
it not worrying when they say stuff like that?
no,
Because
but
what they trying to warn you from?
no, but
Don't
no,
rush.
yeah, don't rush. And
Which is true. It's good advice.
And
to
the
be
thing
fair.
is with them, it's like they're just saying like it's not like easy, it's not hard, and like because obviously like a majority of my family members have the proper Christians and stuff in it, so they will tell me like I remember talking to one of my cousins and she was just like, yeah, you know, sometimes in the marriage and stuff, like even though you're in the marriage, sometimes you'll still feel alone. There'll be times where you will still feel alone.
That's fair.
And that's real life and stuff. It's not, she said it's not going to be all the time, but it was, and
You
so
have
that's
moments,
what
yeah.
that's why you need to believe so much that God is always going to be the number one for you.
I think
You know
ultimately,
what I mean?
though, ultimately, the reason why it's true what you said is marriage isn't a solution to your problems, and it isn't going to be
No.
healing. Marriage,
No.
essentially, when you like, that's the way I see it right now. I think what
Yeah.
used to happen when we were younger is we had this
We
happy
used
ever.
the aspiration.
You know what I mean? It was the
Yeah.
aspiration. It was the
Gonna
goal.
find
And
Prince
you actually,
Charming.
it was
Yeah.
bullshit.
He's going to
That's-
make
yeah.
me happy. It's like, no, make
That's not the case.
yourself happy.
Happy,
And then
marriage should be the addition
The
to
addition,
happy.
right.
So
The
I
take
said
on
this.
top.
I said this the other day. You know when they
The
did this
icing
tweet.
on
You know
top.
they did this tweet the other day when they were saying, "What are the benefits of being in a relationship?" And I was explaining, like I was even explaining to my partner, I was saying, "No, I don't get into relationships for the benefits.
What are the benefits?
Although,
Sleepless nights.
I hate you.
They're there wondering
no,
if
that's
he's
that's
cheating on
with,
you.
yeah, that's with crazy partners.
Yeah,
Anyway,
That's you can't be having that insecurity.
that's a
It's
whole
not,
different
I don't
story
think
because
that's an
it's
insecurity.
it's not
I
insecurity.
feel like in our
It's real.
generation, guys,
It's 100%
it's a
real.
very
It's not even
real
an
thing.
insecurity. It actually is
But
very
you
very
know,
real.
but why are you in it when you're double thinking? If
No,
the
because
person's
it's not the
cheating? You need to
person.
trust-
It's not the person.
It's not the
Sometimes
person,
it's actually
experiences of
it's the
people.
experience that you had in the past. Sometimes.
Yeah, then, but why are you bringing it into your new relationship?
Because
You
you've got
think you can stop
anxiety.
yourself
You
from
can't stop
bringing
that.
that in?
It
the
happens.
thing is, you have, but this
Do you
is where
honestly
this
think you
is where you
can?
have healing. Where this
Yeah,
is where you
but
have.
do you think you can
you
be
have your
100
therapy?
It's not that black
But do
and
you
white.
think you can 100%
I understand it's
heal?
not back. I don't feel you can 100% heal, but I feel like at some point that if you want something to work with this person, you have to start at trust.
Yeah, you can stop with
It's
trust. It
not
doesn't
that
stop
black
the
and
thoughts
white,
from
though.
coming in. I don't like.
It's
I get
not
that you
them.
can heal and you can work on yourself, but it's really you.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
whatever
yeah,
you've
yeah.
gone through, you're taking it with you, regardless of
Yep.
healing and therapy and taking time out.
Yep.
You can take it.
Yep.
But you can't
Yep.
pull it on.
Yep.
So you,
Yep.
so whatever that person's bringing.
It's not
if
about
that
putting it
person-
on them. It's about having those thoughts in the back of your head
that what they might
that
do
you
it
can't
to you.
control. Yeah, those are the things in the back of your head you can't control. You can't control it.
It's real, you know.
You can take 5 years out of dating thinking you're healed. That one person, your new person could do one thing that triggers you and reminds you of your ex and you're finished. It just takes that. It's literally that tiny. Something that you do, a mannerism or something, or a character trait that reminds you of your ex. And now all of a sudden you're
Yeah.
thinking, oh, Lord Jesus. Is he now the same as the last one that went to go and do a madness? That's all it takes.
It's actually very natural. What the concept is, you're not putting it on that person. You're effectively
putting it
saying,
on it.
"This is." I'm not necessarily
gone through
saying
this.
this is what I've gone through, and actually, I do still need to work this out. That's
And
why it's not easy to be in a
is
relationship.
communicating that with them
100%.
as well, because a lot of people will hide
100%.
it because they don't want to look like they're broken,
Yeah,
or they
yeah,
don't
yeah,
want to look
yeah.
like they're damaged,
And they don't want to look like they're mad.
they don't want
in
to
a
look like
relationship.
they're mad.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm very open about like whatever I've gone through with potentials that I might actually be with, because you need to understand not necessarily my madness, but my thought processes. Like for me, I know I go quiet when I'm thinking about a lot of stuff, and I'm thinking about whether or not I should even still be here. I just go silent, and I'm just like, it's not really good. Do you know what I mean? Not to communicate. So as of recent, I communicate a bit more. I'm like, yeah, I feel like this, and you've done this and this and this to make me feel like this. How are we gonna fix it?
That's good.
A
That's
lot of
healing.
people don't do that though. A lot of people just internalize a lot of stuff. They're fighting within themselves. They're hoping
But this
for
is
the
the
best.
thing. That's
Yeah.
like
and
Daniel
hoping
said.
it fades.
Daniel said that's healing, because prior to that, you'd internalize it,
Yeah.
or you probably, I don't know, lash out,
Yeah.
or you probably accuse them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But you then using your communication skills and actually trying
Yeah,
to
but not everyone communicates.
right. I get that. Do you know what I mean? I said, but then at that point, it's just like, then it's like, what's that phrase that somebody was like you then, I think you also used that at me once, when you're like now just basically wishing for the worst. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's actually a phrase, I forgot what it is,
Yeah.
but where you're basically just sabotaging it.
Yeah.
Self-sabotage.
Yeah,
Self-sabotage.
That's it.
We love that, don't we?
I
Don't
remember,
we?
I remember when she once told me this, and she's like, "Why are you doing this?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And I'm just like,
I can't lie. You usually self-sabotage when
When
personally
it's too good to
when
be
something's
true.
too good to be true.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
if I'm being
Yeah.
honest here, that's why I kind of understand. I do understand where Linda was coming from. Like, you don't sit there and think your partner's gonna do that, or they're showing signs. They might not. They might actually be absolutely fine, but it's because of what you've been through before and what uncovered. You actually start to think to yourself, "Ooh, I don't want to be at that place again, or I don't want to get hurt like that
So
again."
you
Or,
start
and then you
putting
start
the
to
walls up.
you start bringing the walls
You
up.
start trying to protect yourself.
Yeah.
You start, and then you start
acting
self-sabotaging.
abnormal.
yeah.
And that's why in those points, that's why I was like, do you know what? Actually, it's never as black and white as, like you said, as people say. It is very, very much hard work. It's two people who have gone through two different walks of life, two different sets of baggage, who are effectively
together.
saying, we're coming together, but the baggage doesn't leave. The
Exactly.
baggage doesn't go away, it doesn't disappear.
Exactly.
We're going to have to work together to get rid of this baggage
There's a
basically.
Bible verse that I used to hold on to when I was a solid Christian, and it was talking.
Still in our heart.
I'm paraphrasing
It's
here,
still
but
in
it
our
was
heart.
talking about be careful not to awaken love too early or something. It's something along those lines. I need to.
Yeah.
I'll bring the scriptures to the next one. I used to hold on to that so much, like before I
Well,
started
like, protect your
dating.
heart.
Yeah.
Protect your heart, because that's where everything flows from.
No,
that
it
one?
was another one.
okay.
I need to find the verse, but it was saying just be careful not to awaken your heart too early to love to the wrong person, basically. And
I feel like
remember-
that's what a lot of us have done when we
I
were
feel
growing
like
up.
I know
Yeah.
which one you're talking
I
about.
need to find the verse and I'll talk about it. But I remember that it was the thing that stopped me from dating for a long time, because I was just like, I shouldn't be opening up myself and giving myself. I was reading a verse. I don't remember if you guys used to ever listen to Heather Lindsay. Did
I
you
know
ever-
of
Yeah,
her.
I know,
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
her.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she has a husband that he actually preaches.
Yeah.
And he was like, every time you're with someone, just remember that you actually leave a piece of yourself, not even like sexually, but when you're with them in a
Intimate,
relationship,
yeah.
just in a relationship,
Yeah.
you're leaving a piece of yourself with each person.
It's
I was
quite
like,
deep.
what's going to happen
It is.
at the time when you're ready to marry and you have nothing left to give? And I was like, Jesus. But that literally used to stop
That's
me
true.
from like just
That's
dating
true.
willy-nilly, and just it really helped me protect myself from just being mad open to everybody that I felt was attractive or whatever. It really helps me to just kind of guide my steps in terms of dating, because it just made me think like, wow, like every time I give myself or share myself, not necessarily intimately, but just in a relationship, I'm leaving a part of myself and I'm picking up shit.
Yeah, because you pick up a piece of them.
You
too.
pick up exactly.
Yeah.
Same way I'm leaving a piece of myself with them. I'm picking up nonsense.
Yeah.
And then by the time you meet the love of your life, you now have all these insecurities. You've got all these issues.
That's why you like.
You've got all these trust issues and whatever else.
Yeah.
And then they have to deal with that.
And that's what, like, I would say in my faith, when obviously when you're going through that situation, you tend to ask God first, like, let me know, like, and you are.
But but what about all the people that ask God first, and they're in marriages, and it still doesn't go right? So then, because in that point,
for me, it's
why don't you question God?
because do you know what? Yeah, this
Actually, do you know, that was really harsh.
No,
I shouldn't leave you to answer that question.
No, it isn't. It's fine. But because at the end of the day, though, like, I don't know the levels of personal relationship they have with God. And I don't know, because some people will say, yeah, I asked God. Some people will out and claim out, like, yeah, I asked God. Yeah, God spoke to me, and stuff. And then, you know, but really and truly, was it really God, or was it really your lust or your emotions that got ahead of you and you thought you were hearing from God? Do you know what I mean? And I think I remember I was watching, I don't know if it was, the Mo Chunks show. Yeah. And she had some girl on it, yeah. And she was just talking about obviously her experience, and she was saying how she because she was like really like known on Instagram, she was also like the person, what happened? Yes, when she got engaged, everybody knew about it, and stuff. And she said, you know what, like, I will, at that moment when I was going for it, I was like, yeah, you know, this is what God has ordained, because she's no longer with that person anymore. They broke up. And the funny story, it's not funny actually, but the sad part of that story is the person that her ex-fiance is now engaged with, somebody that she had known, somebody that was encouraging her during those trials and like she was going through. Do you know what I mean? And stuff. So it's one of them things where, and as a Christian,
you bitches ain't loyal.
As a Christian, she said she had to forgive her, innit? And like, and whatnot. And yeah, and do you know what? Kudos to her, like, and stuff like that.
Kudos to you.
But as she was saying, she was like, do you know, at that moment, I thought, yeah, do you know, God is showing me this is my husband, and stuff like that. But it happens when you think this is the person, but then you don't go ahead of time, not giving God the chance to actually really direct you and stuff, because you're
trying to do things in your own time.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? When it wasn't really God's timing. And I think sometimes, you know, when they say it's the right person but the wrong time and stuff like that.
I do agree with you, but there are loads of concepts where there's people that's not the case, where they've had.
But I'm just saying from like.
I get, because
just from that point.
On that point in particular, I think those examples are correct. There are people where you're like you said, they think that it's right. They say this is the right person for them. And actually, you've just pushed it forward. You've made it that it's the right thing. There are loads of concepts. I agree with that. There are concepts that are not like that. There are concepts where the man and the woman have actually done everything, done everything that's right, and it hasn't worked out. I think it's just life.
Like, really seek.
Generally speaking. You know the reason why I say that? Because the reality of it is that there are situations where it doesn't unfold until a lot later down in the relationship.
Yeah, so can you really say that?
You can't say that the person... Exactly.
Because how do you know
it's
wasn't
unfair.
part of God's plan for you guys to be together and break up?
No, but this is... Okay, so
that's what I start to think.
No, but this is my thing though, like, and there's certain things God will sit there. This is why, like, as Christians, we have God has given us the free will, because with everything that we do, we have the decision. And I think God will lay out the plan. It's down to you to choose what.
Yeah, but you can't see 10 years and...
No, you can't. But at the end of the day...